Hello and welcome back to our game 613. Now if you're looking at the screen right now thinking, what the hell is this? Well, this is Xxii returning to our game 613. Now as you may know in the past, I have said some stuff about Xxii that he could actually now be more on the fake side of stuff. But he does seem to have come round to admitting that he isn't really a Rockstar developer, but he is a decent leaker. Now, whilst I say this, I still don't believe these pictures are 100% real. However, I am a news and speculation channel, so I will be looking into some more of these pictures, and I'll be saying my thoughts on them. Now, I did just say that I don't think they're real. However, there is some plausibility in some of them, such as this latest one right here. Now, this guy here is called Anthony Miller. And I'm assuming the person dancing could be Veronica. I doubt it, but it could be. Mainly because she's the only female we've seen so far. It could just be a stripper, but I don't think she's wearing much stripper clothing, so possibly it is Veronica after all. However, this is just the first picture I'm going to be showing you today out of 14. Also, a thing to note about this one is if you look on the shirt that Anthony is wearing, it actually says US Army. Now, this picture seems to have been flipped when he uploaded it, so I don't understand why he's done that. But it pretty much says US Army. Now, one thing I do want to say about these pictures is look at the characters on this picture. Now, their bodies look realistic, but not too realistic that it looks like real life. Okay, so now if we move on to the next picture, we see Veronica. Now this picture was actually titled VRS, and if you remember some of the past information Xxii have told us, then you'll obviously know Veronica's name is Veronica for V. Her middle name is Rivera, or however you pronounce it, which is R. And then the S is, I believe, Sona, was what a lot of people were saying. I can't remember it saying Sona anywhere on the actual Xxii videos, but I'm sure it must have been in there somewhere. Maybe I missed it when I went away from his content for a short while. However, this is blatantly her. And this is another reason why this picture here could be real. If you look at the body form, the boobs, the middle torsos and stomach areas, then it kind of looks similar. As you can see there, it's got she's got more towards abs than like a six-pack type thing going on, rather than actual anorexia, which it is quite anorexic, that picture, but if you look at that one, it's still quite anorexic, but it actually shows that the boobs more and the six-pack shows up quite well. I don't understand how this picture actually works, because if you actually look into a zoomed-in version, you'll see she's got two guns in her hands there. But this seems to be like a boiler suit at the bottom, like mechanics would wear, and for whatever reason it goes really tight at the top. And I don't understand that, it's kind of like a wetsuit at the top half. So, I really don't get what's going on there. The only reason why it could do something very similar to that would be because maybe they got wet, but the only way that they got wet would be the top half. I don't understand that again though, because if we zoom into the face, there doesn't seem to be any water on the mask. Hair seems to be relatively dry. And yeah, not really much to go on there. Now if you look in the background, the whole background area, we can't really tell what it is from this guy here. But if we zoom back out and zoom to this other side, we'll notice these flags. Now these are the American flags in multiple colours. Apparently people are saying that this is Liberty City. Now, whilst the area just kind of suit Liberty City, then this is probably what it is. However, I can't remember this area 100% myself in GTA 4. Now, it could just be something that I've just totally missed, or it could be something where people have got it wrong, and it could actually be Chicago, in my opinion. Now, I'm not going to say it is Chicago, considering there's so many people saying it is Liberty City. And there has been quite a lot of high-res Liberty City images coming out quite lately, and not even just from Xxii, it's from multiple sources these days. So it is quite interesting, and I might actually go into them content soon as well. But for now, we'll stick with Xxii and expect what we see, hopefully, to come out. Now, this one did get me quite interested. It says Old Anthony Miller. Now, it's not saying that he is old. Obviously, you cannot see any wrinkles on his face. You can see his little hairstyle going on there. But what he means by old Anthony Miller is this is the old character of what it looks like, and obviously it's been updated. Now, if you guys remember the running up to GTA 5, then back in November 2011, they actually released the logo of the game, and then they started releasing screenshots of Michael and Franklin, and then eventually Trevor as well. And they kept leaking all these screenshots out, or not leaking them, but they're actually putting them out, uploading them to their website Newswire. And Michael's face seemed to change a lot. He was the most recognised one to change. Obviously all the characters did, but Michael did quite a lot. Now the reason for this is because when developers are making the game, they kind of change their mind a little bit. They want to tweak something. They go, oh, his cheeks are too puffy, let's make them a little bit more thinner, in line. Let's just sort the hairstyle out a bit more, make it a little bit more real, make it look a bit more believable type of thing. Now, this is what's probably gone on here. Now, this Anthony Miller, compared to this Anthony Miller, are not very different. Now, if you notice here, this will be the new Anthony Miller, I'd assume. It's been one of the latest pictures. He's got like more of a kind of, I'd say, I forgot his name now. The actual guy, the main guy in Prison Break. Sorry, the main guy in Prison Break. He's got kind of his type of style face, so maybe he could be playing the character. That would be my speculation of the character to play this. Also, the hairstyle is still there. It's very faint, but if you look very carefully, you can see it there. But to be honest, I kind of prefer the old Anthony Miller myself, but this guy does look slightly more realistic than this one. So yeah, features which have changed in this Anthony Miller seem to be his beard has changed a bit, but maybe that's something we can grow, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just something like the barbershops like in GTA 5. His hairstyle is very slightly different, and he looks more grown up in this picture. So I don't know, I do actually kind of prefer this one, so if Rockstar are obviously listening, then give us this guy. And I don't really know what else to say about this, so let's move on to the next picture, which is Anthony Miller in a car. Now, if we zoom in, it might not actually be Anthony Miller, because he's got long hair at the sides, so I don't know who this guy could be. I don't think we've seen any other names. Maybe it's a Bonelli guy, I don't know. Showing you off all the pictures there, and I don't really know what's going on now. It's just a crazy little thing. It looks like it could be the same location as last picture, so if it is Chicago, then Chicago. If it is actually Liberty City, like everyone's saying, then Liberty City it is. Not really too much to say. This guy here, same guy again. I don't understand what's going on again, because this guy we could have assumed to be Anthony Miller. Maybe you can grow your hair out, I don't actually know. Obviously there'll be hairstyles at like a hair salon or whatever that you can switch between. So maybe it's showing that in this picture and it is actually Anthony Miller. However, the face does look quite different. Now, the shirt he's wearing seems the same as that US Army one that Anthony was wearing earlier in the video. But this guy looks proper angry. I reckon it's just going to be a Benelli guy that is in this game, and maybe we can play as him. Hopefully, it'll make it interesting. Next picture is of a stallion. I believe this car is the Rapid Stallion. Is it? I don't actually know. I forget nowadays. Again, this is meant to be Liberty City. I believe this is the Russian club. I'm not 100% certain on that, but again, Liberty City is the location of this photo. The car is just the car, isn't it, really? There's not really much to say about that. If we zoom in behind, you can actually see a storage place. You can see the word Rage, which could be a little joke by the people who made this picture, whether it is Xxii or not, of Rage as being the Rage engine. But it's obviously storage. It's actually spelling out. You can see the word there, a part of the word popping up there. The roof seems to be a bit broken here. Move across, nothing there. Couple of what looks like bullet holes in the wall, but with paper around them. So I don't know if that's meant to be bullet holes or if it's just like bullet holes that have not been textured in properly yet. It shows a whole square around them or something. And yeah, the car is looking just the same as it would in GTA 5. So there's not really much to say about that. These pictures are looking a little bit more legit though than some of the information he's giving out. So this is why I am coming back. Next picture. Thank you. So this shows a car. I can't actually work out which car this is. I believe it could be a new one though that's come out or coming out. I could also be wrong, and I believe it is actually the Xxii 811. I'll have to double check that on the videos later in the future, but I'll let you know. And that car has literally only just come out on DLCs, so it's just come out on like a hotfix DLC type thing, so it leaks it into the game. Robin Rams did actually show this off in his video earlier, if it is actually that car, and he found it out on the day 1 of the actual release date of the actual update of the game. So that was on the 7th of June, and this car is already here, so that's cool. Also seems to be like a van over here, whether it's a Yuga or a Rumpo, I don't know. Could even be a pony coming back into the game. Not really much else to see here. It's all dark and tailpipes and stuff. Again, could be Liberty City, could be Chicago, could be anywhere in the world really. Could even be Los Santos. Just one of the locations where you don't really look. There is actually, if we look on the wall, a bit of graffiti. I can't really recognise that graffiti from GTA 5. I have played that game quite a lot, actually, so I don't know. Now this picture here, this one was quite interesting. There's a big helicopter. I don't actually know what that helicopter's called, but it seems to be pretty cool. Because if you look right up here, right up here, we'll zoom in, there's like a little winch, or a winch, or whatever you call it. And I thought it would be used to like lower people down or pick them up, and maybe even vehicles and stuff. I would doubt vehicles more because it would make the helicopter tip to one side, so it's more for like holding people, I'd assume. But it's quite a cool helicopter. I'm guessing there would be one on the other side, but we just can't see it for some reason. But the field is looking a bit Rage Engine styled rather than a bit Unreal Engine style, should I say, rather than Rage Engine. It's that kind of grass that you get in that game style, like in Life is Strange. That was the Rage Engine game, so an Unreal Engine game, and that grass was crappy looking like this. So that's all I've got to say about that. If you look at the grass in GTA 5, I can tell you it's not really anything special, but it's a bit better looking than that. Now, the one thing that made this photo stand out to me and make me want to make videos about this game, update picture things, whatever I'll call them, the Xxii releases, is the fact of this guy here. Now, he's wearing a big maroon coloured jacket with white sleeves and that little patterny thing around the waist and the arm cuffs, and a lot of people went, Luis Lopez, because Luis Lopez wears a jacket similar to this. Now, if you remember back in the early days, if you can't remember the pictures or if you didn't get a chance to see them, that video is still up on my channel. It's not been taken down by Rockstar, not been taken down by anyone or anything. So that video is still up, and just search for the video called All Pictures Xxii Release or something. It's called something along that line anyway. And basically, that jacket is the same one as Anthony Miller's wearing. So this would be Anthony Miller again. You might be thinking, why is his hands black? Maybe he's wearing really tight leather gloves, or maybe it's just the lighting. As you can see there, his hands look black. I'd personally say it's gloves, but it could also just be the lighting if not, because it's like dark. It makes your hands look a lot darker when you're facing into the light, in like a sunset situation like we're getting right here. So I don't actually have a clue where this field would be. If anything, I would assume that the map would be getting huge, would keep Los Santos and Blaine County in the game, and we'd add San Fierro, Las Venturas, and what's it called? The Liberty City. And I've got another big thing I want to talk about Liberty City in the future, so keep an eye out for that video. It'll come out in the next few days, hopefully though. and you'll be quite interested in what I've got to say about it. I did actually already make the video, but then the video file corrupted, so I have to remake it all. So that was something for you guys to look forward to. So yeah, maybe we could get a huge big map like that, and it would be quite interesting. Could get areas like this in between the states, where it's just like dead land, where there's nothing going on, but you could just go 100 miles per hour and not even see a car. So it'd be quite interesting to do. Next picture is that one, which is Las Venturas. Now this one's looking a bit too cartoony. It's not looking like Rockstar's artwork style at all. Obviously Las Venturas is the only place that is made by Rockstar. No one else makes Las Venturas in their games or in films or anything. It's just a thing that Rockstar have made themselves. Obviously taking Venturas from Vegas style, so they're not copying the name of the place. They don't like to do this kind of stuff for certain reasons, like copyright reasons. Plus they like to have their own little world going on, so people can enjoy it without feeling bad if there's some situation going on in that place in real life. So for example, if there was a big bomb go off in Los Angeles, even in the next few days, they wouldn't feel bad enough to have to take the servers down on GTA Online because of that kind of thing happening. Obviously, this isn't the original reason, because servers and stuff didn't happen back in the days when Los Santos was invented. I believe Los Santos was actually first saw in GTA 1, I believe it was, because you had like a top-down map, and in that actual game you had Los Santos and you had Liberty City and all the places that you see in the game today, all in one big map. So that's quite interesting that we could be going back to that, but in obviously a huger scale. But yeah, it's a bit cartoonish, quite nice to look at, but nothing special. Like a bus stop in the background there too. But yeah, the leaves on here look nothing like GTA would, not even in the artwork style. So yeah, we'll go away from that, and we'll go to this one here. Now you might be thinking, oh wait, maybe not. So you might be thinking what's going on here. There's obviously the cars that have just come out in the Xxii server update, and whoa, let me get a zoom in on that. There we go. And then there's this big sign up above them, Vice City FM 109.4. Now, if anyone doesn't know what Vice City FM is, it was a radio station in GTA 4. I don't actually know, I can't remember now if it was in GTA 4 or if it was just the DLC versions. But I believe it was just DLC versions, like the Lost and Damned and the Balvagate Tony. Now, if that is true, then maybe this is hinting towards a DLC for GTA 5. Obviously, these new vehicles here being GTA 5 vehicles. The background does look similar to Los Santos, but it could also be Liberty City. It could also be a brand new styled Vice City, considering none of the buildings are actually standoutable, but there is stuff that you'd see in the Vice City region in an updated version. So maybe Vice City FM is going back to Vice City itself rather than being in Liberty City for whatever reason it was. And it'd be quite interesting. Maybe it's just a hint that we are going back to Liberty City where the radio station was from in the first place. But I don't know. We'll find out in the future. But I would like to say this picture was uploaded after the SecuriServe CEO Bossman Further Adventures in Finance and Felony update happened. Okay, so next up for you I have Xxii FM. Now Xxii FM is a logo, as you can see on screen right now, and this is apparently a logo of a radio station in GTA 5. Now, since we know there is actually no radio station called Xxii in GTA 5, then this is obviously either a fake, which is possible, or it is just something that's cut content or still to come, which obviously is at the bottom. Now apparently Xxii have found this in the actual game files, so if it is there, then it obviously is a real thing that is either being considered or was cut. And my personal thoughts on this would be that it is, if it is in the game files and people have actually found it apart from Xxii, then this would possibly be a radio station for if we get a GTA 5 DLC. Now, The reason I say this is because if you remember the GTA 4, when they got their updates, which were the Lost and Damned and the Bowser Gate Tony, as mentioned before, they basically added a load of new radio stations in as well, including which I also said earlier, Vice City FM. And this is possibly what that could be. Now, it's apparently rumoured that this radio station would contain music that is similar to the between area of the Lowdown and Space radio station. I forgot what it's called now, the Space radio station. And that is quite interesting to me. I don't really understand what they could do with it too much, but there is like similar radio stations in GTA 5 as there already are, so that is not an unexpected thing. Now, that is really all to say about this. If you know any more information about this, or if any more information comes out, let me know or whatever, and I'll put it into a future video and we can talk about this more, because I do find it quite interesting. Next up though, we have a map. Now, this map I will zoom in on a bit so you can see it a bit clearer. And this map to me is something we have not seen in GTA. Now, from what it looks like to me, I think the next DLC could also be in... the next GTA 5... the next GTA 6 could be in Chicago. And this map kind of links to it. So if you look at this map, then look at this Google map that I took a picture of. It's pretty similar. Notice the Humboldt Park in the centre there, and right at the bottom bottom right corner of your screen, you'll see the Milton Lee Olive Park. Now look at this map. Look back here. So you got the Milton Lee Olive Park hanging out to sea there, and you got a big park right in the middle, which is the Humboldt Park. So that's quite interesting to me. Also, notice above the 41 in the bottom right, it says it's got like a little corner. It's a sharp corner. It's also got that on here. It's got a proper sharp corner though. It's like gonna cut your finger off type sharp. And then obviously this map is zoomed in quite a lot more than this one is. This one's got fewer roads, so it's kind of a bit mashed up. So I wouldn't actually know where the Lincoln Park is, which is at the top right of this screen, right here. I wouldn't know where that is on the actual GTA 6 possible one, which is here. So I'd assume somewhere up here, maybe further along. GTA do like to make their own maps up, so they add like all the big iconic things, and then just make their own world around that pretty much. So it is quite cool. Not really much to say about this, but other than it could link to being Chicago in one of the future updates, or somewhere in Illinois at least anyway. So next we have, you just saw already, the soccer ball. I find this quite interesting. It's a soccer ball. It's apparently in that directory, as you can see on screen, what Xxii posted, which is program files, Rockstar Games, Grand Theft Auto 5 Update, X64 DLC Packs, Patch Day 10NG, DLC.rpf, Flash, X64 levels, GTA 5 props, levels des.rpf, PLD sock ball -1 YDR. Now, YDR file are the type that you can see in 3D, so that is what that means. But think about this soccer ball is there's not really much to talk about it, because it's probably just a re-edited football. And you might be thinking, well, where is the soccer ball then in GTA 5 if it's re-edited? Well, there's like a little pipe. I believe it's in the northeast of the map. Could be wrong, it could be northwest, but it's somewhere at the north of the map. There's like a pipe that you can walk down, and you can actually find a soccer ball inside that pipe. And that's literally the only soccer ball you can find in the whole game. And it looks exactly like this one, from what I remember at least anyway, and it's something that's already in game, so I don't see what this could mean. I doubt there'll be like a mini soccer mode in the GTA Online or GTA 5, or even a GTA 6 for that matter. it's just something that just wouldn't really work for GTA. If you want to play soccer, everyone knows to play FIFA, because FIFA football, Americans, is football, not soccer. Anyway, that game is the best for that type of stuff. Other people say it's Pro Evolution Soccer, which is fair enough if you'll go for that. But yeah, it's not something you should really have in GTA, I don't think. So that is that. Also, this picture is the final one of the actual video now. This picture is obviously of a helicopter, and this is the new helicopter that came out with the Finance and Felony update, and it was actually posted by Xxii the day before the update came. So obviously the files for this would not be in game, and the only way to find them would be doing the little hackery stuff that him, Jan, and all these other big guys do, including FunMW2. Don't forget him. The only thing I don't understand about this picture is why the fuck is there an aircraft carrier in the middle of the water? What's that doing there? Well, obviously this could just be the one in game for GTA 5 in the online mode heist one that you can get to appear. But at the same time, I don't understand how you got the helicopter in game and got all this stuff for it. Maybe there was some files already in the actual game files for it that give you like an outline of it or whatever. But still, they got it precisely on if you did actually remodel it from that. So even if this is in like a a Unreal Engine, then it's kudos on him because he's got it right. It's spot on as it was. Personally, I thought this was the Swift at first, but when he actually released it on the 6th, I was like, oh, who gives two fucks? It's the aircraft carrier and the Swift. We all know about them stuff. But if you actually notice, the Swift actually has a propeller on its tail rather than that type of one that the Frogger has. I actually got the tail mixed with the Frogger because I thought, well, the Frogger has that tail, but I think the Swift does it too. But no, it's just the Frogger that has that tail, and now obviously this one as well. I have got to be honest with you, I've forgot the name of this helicopter, but it is the one that you can get picked up in, I believe, if you have a CEO building. Okay, so I was just about to make this video, and then this picture just came out, so luckily I can add it right into the end. And this seems to be a shaved Anthony Miller. Now, obviously all his hair's come off, if that is the case, which obviously does link onto the obvious salons and stuff in game in use still. If you look behind him though, it's got a couple of Split Sides posters, so maybe it's in the Split Side Club, and it says Split Side West on that actually. The West is kind of written in a style of pop idol style writing, and stand-up sketches and stuff such as that. Now this is literally the video that I'm actually on right now, so you can see little YouTube bits there, and it's got Korean in the top corner there. So if you ever see this type of writing, then just Google search it as Korean, and then you can find a answer for that. So I'll be doing that in a second, and I'll tell you what that says. Okay, so we are back into this, and we are about to translate this text we just got from the Xxii video, and we pop it in here, and we find out what it says. It says it's Korean, like I said, and we scroll down, and it tells us it's actually saying artwork. So this is obviously artwork 200 Xxii has released, and that is pretty cool, I think. 200 artworks is a lot of them to be doing. If they are faked, then well done to you for doing so freaking many. That is just insane. But if they're not fake, then you're gonna show a lot of people up, and that'll be quite cool to see. Obviously I have said some stuff it looks fake, some looks real, so it would be quite a nice little closure thing to this whole case. That's it though for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like at the bottom if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to tell your friends all about it. iGame613 is back with some Xxii pictures